Today, we're diving into a popular post from the Reddit titled as, "IATA for announcing that my dad's not paying my college tuition." This post received 51,655 upvotes. Posted by Yesa that. The post reads as follows. My aunt and uncle are paying for my cousin's college. My dad had a college fund for me, but he had stipulations like he wanted nothing below a B for grades and to pre-approve any classes I take, weekly meetings to discuss grades and a bunch of other stuff. Which would be fine if you have a normal dad. Mine isn't. My dad has a temper and I spent 6th 12th grade stressed out about grades and being screamed at or grounded over things that sometimes weren't even my fault, like a teacher not updating online grading and an assignment being marked missing because of it. And getting my backpack and locker randomly searched by him for no reason besides to make sure I'm not hiding anything. I decided to pay for school myself because of 1, not being stressed over getting screamed at, 2, I didn't feel like constantly worrying that he'd disapprove of a class or a grade and decide not to pay. Which I could totally see him doing. I'd rather be in debt than controlled for 4 more years. I just finished my first year. Well, my family got together on the 4th and, well, sometimes they're nosy. They were talking about my cousin's school and my uncle looked at my dad and said, "Well, how much is my name school costing you?" I said, "What are you asking him for? I'm the one paying for it." Later on, my dad was pissed off and said that it was out of line to say that, and I embarrassed him. I didn't do it to embarrass him. I was just being honest. He doesn't even know how much tuition is, so he was the wrong person to ask. IATA. A comment from user RichTMA says, "NTA, it's embarrassing to him that you hate his control so much you'd turn down college being paid. And rightly so. He should be embarrassed." This comment received 7883 upvotes. A comment from user Momoo47 says, "NTA. Up. It's really admirable how you're pursuing a college degree in spite of so many obstacles. I wish you best of luck." This comment received 3840 upvotes. A reply from the original author Yesa that says, "Thank you, I appreciate that." This reply received 1500 upvotes. A comment from user Be More Sky and C says, "NTA. So what if he was embarrassed? His emotions are not yours to manage. You told the truth. Shit. Expand on it." Yeah. There were too many micromanaging strings attached to accepting money that I didn't want to relive my anxiety-ridden high school years. Also, your dad sound ridiculous and kinda scary. Maybe LC is the way to go. This comment received 10,816 upvotes. A comment from user Judge Jed 100 says, "NTA. It's his own fault. He is the one who decided to be an asshole about grades and stuff like Christ. It's okay for a kid to mess up in a class at times." This comment received 781 upvotes. A reply from the original author Yesa that says, "Right. One time I was planning to try out for soccer. My math grade dropped to a B and he had a fit and said, 'Well, no soccer.' So I didn't try out, obviously. Then time passes and he's laying into me about how I never follow through on things. Like what happened with soccer. You were all excited and then didn't do it." I said, he said I couldn't. He claimed he never said that. Deadpan face. This reply received 1162 upvotes. A comment from user An anonymous user says, "Lol NTA. And how did your aunt and uncle react?" This comment received 151 upvotes. A reply from the original author Yesa that says, "My aunt didn't really do anything. My uncle gave my dad a weird look." This reply received 265 upvotes. A comment from user Dull Status 5016 says, "Nope, NTA. It's the truth. You are paying for it. If that bothers him, he's welcome to write the school bursar a check." This comment received 162 upvotes. A comment from user bubbly_satisfaction2 says, "NTA. I feel like Daddy Dearest would have ended up feeling embarrassed if Op** didn't speak up. For a controlling, tight wad like him, he would have felt goofy if Op just glared at him." This comment received 115 upvotes. A reply from the original author Yesa that says, "You're not wrong. He probably would have expected me to tell him so he can tell them. This reply received 120 upvotes. A comment from user What Are We Doing Anyway says, NTA. There was a kid in my dorm whose dad would visit him and beat him in front of his roommates for his, probably, not good enough grades. The kid killed himself. So yeah, better to pay for yourself than deal with that kinda stress. This comment received 66 upvotes. A reply from the original author Yesa that says, geez, that's horrible. I could see him announcing my grades to people. When he'd get pissed off in high school he'd threaten to tell my friends my grades. He said, you'd be embarrassed, they'd laugh. My friends honestly wouldn't care, or if anything would have offered to help, but they wouldn't have laughed. He thought he had something on me threatening that though. This reply received 66 upvotes. A comment from user Underwater Mario 2 says, PSSSHNTA. My wife is still dealing with her father's bullshit from letting him pay for her school, so I feel yaw. The stress isn't worth it and could even cause you to not finish. Good on you for cutting that crap out. This comment received 94 upvotes. A comment from user Saint_Thomas_More says, I'm going with NTA. That said, if I were you I would have totally waited to see what my dad said. If he made up some BS to try to impress my uncle I would have played the, how would you know? I'm the one paying for it. At least given him the option of saying something like, asterisk your name decided to pay their own way. And if he didn't, throw him under the bus. This comment received 345 upvotes. A reply from the original author Yesa that says, yay. I should have. I guess part of why I jumped in like that was because I had a feeling he was already making something up about paying for it. I just didn't feel like he should get credit for something he's not doing. This reply received 393 upvotes. A comment from user An anonymous user says, NTA. You are doing the work of getting loans and taking care of the potential nightmare that can be college financing. Your father didn't help. He gets none of the credit. Maybe if he hadn't been so terrible to you over the last several years, you wouldn't have felt the need to take on debt in order to make him leave you alone. That's what he, should, be embarrassed about. That he hounded you so much you don't even want his money. Sorry. Sad face. This comment received 80 upvotes. A comment from user Frayum says, I mean, while it might have slightly embarrassed your dad, you are still the one paying for college. So NTA. This comment received 83 upvotes. A comment from user Karskipelis says, NTA but your dad sure is. He doesn't like being shown for the unsupportive father that he is. This comment received 43 upvotes. A comment from user Economy_Excitement_1 says, NTA. They know he is a controlling ass. No surprise to any of them. He can grow up and stop having temper tantrums. This comment received 57 upvotes. A comment from user An anonymous user says, NTA. You were honest. That never makes you the a-hole. You should tell them about your dad's emotional abuse too. Lol, make him real embarrassed. This comment received 51 upvotes. A comment from user Slinky Malinky 20 says, NTA. Your dad is embarrassed because he wanted the social cash of paying for his kid's college and he lost that with your answer. Paying for your own education isn't easy. You don't owe it to anyone else to pretend that you aren't doing it. Now if you answered, nothing because he's abusive and I'd rather blah blah blah, that would be an thing to do. But you didn't do that. This comment received 325 upvotes. A comment from user Asshole Expert says, NTA lol, it was only the truth. This comment received 41 upvotes. A comment from user Evocative Enigma says, NTA. Good for you for paying your own way because you want to do so without your father hanging it over your head. You told the family that you were paying for it because they wanted to see how much your father is paying to support you. It seems why the uncle axed him. Like it's a competition between them to one-up each other about, well, I'm sacrificing more for my kid, sort of thing. You had a right to tell them that you were paying your own way instead. This comment received 31 upvotes. A comment from user Daloco 6913 says, NTA, you rock. I hope you land a good job that allows you to pay off the debt quickly. This comment received 36 upvotes. A comment from user You Abuse Your Power says, "This a flex post? I am tired of seeing these types of posts that are obviously meant to stroke their own ego. Am I an asshole for doing literally nothing wrong?" This comment received 99 upvotes. A comment from user She says, "The problem with every post in this sub is that the ops always provide one-sided context for the argument. My dad has a temper and I spent 6th 12th grade stressed out about grades and being screamed at or grounded over things that sometimes weren't even my fault, like a teacher not updating online grading and an assignment being marked missing because of it. And getting my backpack and locker randomly searched by him for no reason besides to make sure I'm not hiding anything. Like this makes op sound like a complete innocent angel and the dad a complete and utter asshole when we have no idea if maybe op was actually maybe a fuck-up degenerate in high school. There's no accountability in the post about bad grades. Except blame for the dad on why he or she did poorly. And of course everyone is going to side with the one who's telling the story." This comment received 36 upvotes.